Okay, sure. So today what we'll do, we'll take an overview of these, sessions, why we have these four combined, tracks in one track. We'll try to understand how we're going to progress in our journey by leaps and bounds, right? So here what we are trying to do, we are trying to understand how to grab a job. So these are pro job trainings. These are not mere training where you do certain thing and you forget something, right? So here what we are trying to do, we are trying to achieve in terms of how we can basically start our career in terms of IT more than 150K plus type of remuneration. Okay. Who is iPhone? Could you please rename yourself with your actual name? This is better to, to talk, to discuss, to reference and all, right? Thank you. Thanks a lot. So here, come again. Anybody have any questions right now? No, right?
Hi, sir. This is Syed.
Yeah, please. Yeah.
So did I miss anything? I just joined.
Yeah, no problem. We are just starting up. We are just warming up, sir. Don't worry.
Okay.
Okay, no problem. So the way I was discussing, we'll start in kind of overview. We'll try to understand each other in terms of experiences. And I'll also tell you about Prerna madam. She couldn't be here. She had, certain personal challenge or something. So let's get started on the on these track basically, which include business analysis, project management, safe, or what we normally call as a scaled agile, and product owner. Okay, so these four different topics will cover in overall 10 to 12 weeks. That's the overall target. But don't let me stop you if you have more questions, and I'll be really happy to answer your questions one way or the another. Okay, I'll request again, who is iPhone? Could you please put your name? Do you know how to change the name in Zoom meeting?
My name is Fani Bhushan.
No, Bhushanji, I think your phone, Bhushan is okay. Bhushan iPhone is perfectly fine, sir. See, I need a first name to refer to, right? Whenever I'm talking.
Correct.
Yeah, but there's somebody with just iPhone. So I don't know, head or tail. It's difficult. So that's why I believe it's changed. Okay, thanks a lot. Sorry for doing this thing. See, these are basically some sort of kind of thumb rules, because whenever you discuss on online meeting, we couldn't see the face and all, and I don't want to really load your bandwidth with these facial videos going on and off. We are here to learn. We are here to basically get prepared for the job, right? And that's the prime target. Everything else is just supplementary. So we normally work in that way. If you have anything in terms of even my suggestions to improve, suggest to do better, please feel free to talk freely. Please feel free to put WhatsApp message as well. Okay, but yes, try to respect everybody as well. So please don't use any odd words. Okay, that's a kind of, again, thumb rule, a suggestion. I would really respect if you keep on muting unless you want to speak. So whenever somebody basically puts on their mic, I know they want to speak something or something like that. And please don't stop. Please don't stop yourself for asking question whenever you have a question. Okay. Please don't think it's my link and all those things. I don't believe. Whatever I talk freely about my experience, about my learnings, about the way I'm doing this training for around 18 plus years now. Okay. So let's get started. Any question, please shoot me up. So here we are talking about business analysis. We are talking about project management, scaled agile, and product owner. These are the four different topics. But there's a agile, Scrum Masters, and overall agile learning is inbuilt into this. Even agile in terms of scaled agile. Okay. In terms of BA business analyst, we refer a book called BA book. I'll share a link from where you can download that BA book. Then we're going to learn project management based on project management body of knowledge. That's called PM book. And, I'll share that as well with you. So please don't worry, or you can search on a Google and you can get a PDF downloaded at your laptop, mobile, desktop, whatever you're using, right? And then you can read these things to have a really great in-depth knowledge. And this way, we progressively keep learning. I'll also guide you how to keep learning, how to keep you updated progressively, right? So let me get started. Let me put it in a presentation mode. And then, of course. And I forgot to tell you, this is a job-oriented training. So this is not a mere training where you learn few things. We normally try to teach you whatever is being asked in the interview, whatever is being practiced on job in North America or Canadian regions. So these are totally pro job interview. Anything which is not stressed enough, you can ignore that, because that's not working anymore. Anything which is basically, if you want to learn extra, we can have extra sessions as well. So please don't worry, but please don't stop yourself from asking questions. That will be my humble request. Okay. And then we have something called project support also. So whenever you start working, after clearing the first obstacle called interview, whenever you start working, GuruSchools basically support you for the first 6 months for on-job support. So if you have any problem on job, just call, correlate, and we'll basically synchronize with our thoughts if there are any gaps, if there are any challenges in building anything. It can be something like requirement list, it can be something like project management plan, it can be something like product owners, synchronization, prioritization list, and so on and so forth. Okay, so that way we're going to support you whatever rule you choose to be in, and we are there to support you. Me and Prerna madam, Prerna Kirkar, she is basically kind of working with me on these training spree. Okay, so please feel free to ask questions wherever you have any questions, queries. Anybody have any questions as of now? We are good, right? Okay, chalo, let me move. Come on. Yes. So we have business analytics, project management, scaled agile, and a product owner. Why these four? Let's take a minute on this. Basically, business analysts start with a typical freshers mindset. So any freshers who know Word, who know Microsoft Word, Excel, and PowerPoint, they can easily work on something like business analytics. Okay, so it's kind of, you're trying to gather some sort of requirement. You're trying to understand some sort of business problem, and we try to propose a kind of conceptual solution to this. Now, there are really best practices as mentioned in the business analysis book of study. And I'm going to share that with you after these sessions. You can start reading that as well. This is a kind of Bible for every business analysis. Wherever you want to work, there are 6 knowledge area given there. And if you try to understand these 6 knowledge area, interviewing as far as BA will be a breeze for you. Believe me, will be much easier for you. And this way, we'll progressively learn the business analytics in terms of how to gather requirement, how to schedule a meet, how to schedule a Zoom meet, Google Meet, and everything is. And then we basically try to create something called minutes of meeting. We'll have a hands-on experience on minutes of meeting as well. And we'll basically talk about a certain standardized, format where we'll try to understand. If you want to understand the practical challenges there, you can go with that sample. Normally, I take like you are working as a business analyst or project manager or a art trainer or a product owner at GuruSchool, and you are serving something called a non-IT company called State Farm as a State Farm Insurance, right? So you work as a business analyst and you try to basically acquire the requirement of a solution called enhancing attendance management system. So this attendance management system is manual currently, and we try to move it to the electronic format, automated way, 24/7, centralized database, and blah, 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 blah things. Okay. So we'll gradually evolve with this product in terms of understanding how we collect requirement, how we basically build our thought process of building these requirements in case of complex requirement, how to basically justify the complexity in terms of knowledge transfer to the project management. In project management, we'll try to understand how to basically, collect the knowledge from business analyst, either one or multiple, depending upon your organizational scenario, and how to convert these requirements to either user story if your organization have some, specific requirements. In terms of many organizations nowadays, they normally go with the user story. User story is kind of a segregated list of requirement, and we'll learn that as well. How to basically build this user story. There are epics, there are user story, and so on and so forth. It's basically a requirement understood from the user's point of view. Okay, and we'll learn how to do that. Then we'll try to understand as a project manager, how do you build a project plan from these user stories, requirement list, and some conceptualization diagrams called high-level diagram, which is normally created by this business analyst, some sort of a data analysis in terms of a decisive analysis of the requirements, specifically mentioned in a few diagrams called SWOT analysis, fishbone diagrams, flow chart, use case diagram, and so on and so forth. So this way, what we are trying to do, we are trying to analyze the requirements in a progressive manner and put it in a document called System Requirement Specification, SRS or BRD, Business Requirement Documentation. There are good number of such acronyms we're going to understand. So whenever we are talking about interview preparation, we need to use these acronyms rather than the full forms of it. That gives you a feeling like you are. Hello, yes. Hello, somebody have any question for me? Okay, no problem. Okay, so here what we are trying to do, we are trying to understand the basic gist of business analysts, project managers. Now let's move to the scaled agile. Scaled agile is a way where we have agile practices extrapolated to a multiple years type of projects. So that's why we scale the agile framework, which is normally a kind of used for most of the project management executions today in North America or Canada. Normally we use agile Scrum. So we scale these agile Scrum processes to a level where we can execute larger projects. And then there are multiple roles get added, like ART engineers, Scrum Master, means there are multiple project Scrum Master, product owner, and so on and so forth. We'll try to understand those roles as well. And then product owner as a specific role, because nowadays there's a good demand of product owners, even at a client side like State Farm or a technical partner like GuruSchools. Now let's try to understand these two words. Whenever you say client or stakeholder, normally stakeholder means client, but there are stakeholder as a theory. Stakeholder means any party which is interested. That's a kind of definition given on various dictionary side, and that's true as well. So that's why when you say client, client is basically who is paying for this project, who is paying for these executions, and technical partner who is doing the execution, who is actually creating, building, supporting, servicing all these requirements, all these needs of a client. And that's how the client and the technical partner are normally referred in a normally project management world. And that's what we need to understand, right? And this way, progressively, we'll also try to understand the mumbo jumbos of project management, product owner, and so on and so forth. Product owner is a visionary who incubates the vision, who incubates the basic requirements, like a VPHR on a State Farm, working with a State Farm. He came up with the idea saying, okay, let's automate this attendance management system, because he might have experienced a couple of proxy signature and various other sort of shortcomings of these said processes and policies. So what he's trying to do, he's trying to get the organizations to a new level of automaticity of centralized database. So as a State Farm, they have offices in 6 different countries, 5 different time zones. So they want to centralize everything. So if executive from St. Louis office move to LA office, there are some challenges like, his paid holidays, remaining holidays, casual leave, this leave, that leave, and all sort of, leave management system, the attendance management system, and everything. Now, leave management system comes with the bundle with the attendance management system. Now, who is going to decide what in and what out? Product owner, because he is the idea incubator. He incubates the idea. He conceive the idea and give it to business analyst, and business analyst build the requirement, build the business needs, functionality, features, user story in a list format. And that's what we call business requirement list. Requirement list is one of the most important creation of business analyst and the team, which is shared with the project manager, who basically gathers a few developers, few testers, few architects, few designers, and give an actual concrete shape to the requirement. Now, there could be some challenges in terms of, confusion, because business analyst, experience level, project managers experience level, or designer and architect experience level differ. And even the culture many times, right? So whatever business analysts have drafted in his own thought process, has to be converted to the technicalities, had to added the necessary documentation to clear the confusion, contradiction, and so on and so forth. In a continuous progressive way, we normally, as a development team, coordinate with the product owner, who is normally a part of client. Nowadays, there is a trend, even development organizations are employing product owner who will be responsible for getting a clear idea from the client product owner or client's understanding of this new product, project, solution, support service. Yes, Sayed, please go ahead.
Sir, I just want to ask, like, the business requirement list and the BRD or SRS, so are these like the same thing or different thing?
Well, business requirement list is an inclusion of these documents called SRS or BRD. Okay, and then there are some more things like, you have UML diagrams, you have SWOT analysis, you have, whatever decision making or decision support system the business analysts build to clarify certain confusion to the project management team as well. Does that answer your question, sir?
Okay, so like when we are talking about like business requirement list, it's just like a basic list of the requirements. But when we are talking like SRS or something, so we have some more documents and the details in that whole thing, right?
That's right.
Like diagrams or something.
Yes, I'm going to share the templates of list of requirement as well as these SRS and BRDs as well. And we're going to work on that because, that's how we basically start getting understanding how BA works in a day-to-day life. Okay.
Okay.
Sure. Anything more on your side, sir? Anything, I can clarify more?
No, thanks. We can continue.
Most welcome. Yes, Saiji, please go ahead. Hello. Yeah, or Chandni ma'am, please go ahead.
Yes, so can you just I'm not sure if we have already reached, you started with the BA thing. Can you just keep changing the slides?
Come again. I couldn't.
I mean, I can only see the first slide, the starting slide. I mean, I know you have already started discussing about the BA. I'm assuming it's a whole presentation. So will you...
Okay, this was the first slide. And this was the second slide. I was on the second. Could you see the second slide?
Now I can see, sir.
Okay, sorry. Okay, no problem. But yes, what was the question, ma'am, again? Pardon
No,
me.
no, sir. I just wanted to, I thought that I'm just getting stuck up because I couldn't see the slide moving. So
No, see, okay. There are quite a few points on a single slide, and there can be points which we can ignore as well. So please.
No, sir, I understand. I only saw the first slide. My phone, my screen was frozen. So now I can see your slide.
Yeah. For everyone, please don't concentrate on slide in terms of learnings. If you have any confusion, please ask up. Okay.
No, sir, I just asked you because I can, for me, it is easier to
please
read.
Don't you don't have to defend yourself.
Follow up what you're saying.
Sorry.
That is right.
Please don't worry.
Yeah.
You don't have to defend yourself. You are there to ask questions. You are there to gather knowledge. So I, in all, real justification, I can respect you for that. Please don't worry. The thing is that my humble request, don't, what you can say, relate the knowledge with the slides. I'm going to share these slides with you. Please don't worry. But still, try to take the knowledge, have a pen and paper or write down notes somewhere so that, you know what are questions to ask in case if you couldn't ask while I'm speaking, or you might get a questions after our sessions as well. You can WhatsApp me and, we can get it synced up, or you can ask in the next session. Okay. The knowledge is at paramount here rather than the slide. Slide is just.
Sir, I would just like to say something.
Please
I
do.
understand the knowledge is of the paramount. What I was trying to just say is that along with the slide, you have the information on it. So therefore, it just becomes a little bit easier as a viewer instead of just listening. Then you have something to read about it. Because I just feel sometimes that you are a little bit very fast. So I'm just trying to follow you. So if there is a point on the slide, then it just becomes easier to follow. I mean, that's just how I learn. So I mean,
very right.
yeah,
This is a reference material. So that's why we have these slides, right? Very rightly said, no problem. And if you feel I'm going fast, please do stop me. Okay. Don't worry about, don't worry about the time and all those things. Let me worry about those things. Does that fine?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, no problem. Mr. Pals, or I don't know, can I call you Pals? Please go ahead, sir. Sir, or
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Basically, I want to understand what is the difference between business analyst and product owner.
Sure, ma'am. Sure, sir. Business analysts are basically, as the name suggests, they analyze the business. What do you mean by analyze? You try to clarify the requirement. You try to discuss with various other parties to get a clarity on what needs to be built exactly, and you conceptualize that. Okay, that's in a nutshell. If you go to the product owner level, product owner builds this vision. Product owner are quite senior, quite rich, quite higher dignitaries who conceive this vision of improving their organizational standard, improving the quality of life, improving the profitability, and so on and so forth. So product owner like kind of business owners. But business analysts are basically a kind of, executives like us who normally meet this product owner, who normally meet this project manager, and try to convey the vision, try to convey the requirements to the project management so that they can start working. In good old days, what used to happen? Project manager used to work as a business analyst. But the challenge was that it's really a time-consuming process to understand business. Believe me, means if I go to, let's say, St. Louis Airport Authority, and I try to understand the air traffic control. Do you know air traffic control, right? Do you have an idea? Right.
No.
Yeah. So do you think it's easy to understand, sir?
No, definitely not.
How many weeks or months do you think you can be in a good idea to explain air traffic controller in, let's say, 1 hour to somebody? If I let you stay and study those things, how ATC works. How many weeks or months do you need, sir? Just we are just trying to discuss a kind of hypothetical sample here. But
Okay.
if you know the complexity to study ATC, it will at least take around, what do you think, how much it will take, rather than me prejudging your thought process?
Maybe 3 months.
Yes, at least 3 months, right?
Yeah.
Because then 3 months, you'll start getting to know how they refer the planes, how they refer the free space, how they refer the status of a plane landed, lifting off, getting down in the plan, and blah, blah things. There are a good number of things. Well, I had been trained for helicopter licensing with St. Louis Port Authority. So St. Louis Air Traffic Authority. So I know, I've been there. And that's why I can explain you these things. It's a complex scenario. Similarly, every business idea, they have their nooks and corners. You might find it simple. Even the idea like building attendance management system or modern attendance management system, the idea looks really simple. But if you really start taking the requirement, it might take weeks altogether. So for such, what the industry have done, they created something like business analyst as a separate team who coordinates with this product owner. Product owners are the really busy people in the world. They are either business owners, company owners, MD, CMD, CEO, CFO, and all such type of people who can give you half an hour, 1 hour at the max per day. And you have to go there, meet them, meet their other executives to collect these requirements, the nook and corners of the requirements in a progressive manner. And that's how we normally collect requirement, by meeting them multiple times as a business analyst. Could you understand these differences now?
Yeah, I got that. Thank you.
And this is really a basic need to understand, right? Please ask question freely. And that's my, what you can say, that might be your best take for this whole, first session. That's what I'll say.
Sure.
Okay. Please don't stop yourself. Yes, Sayedji, please go ahead, sir. Have I answered your question, Mr. Pals?
Yes, sure.
Thank you,
Definitely.
sir. Yes, Sayedji, please go ahead.
No, sir, I don't have to
Okay,
ask
you have,
anything.
okay. Could you please lower your hand once your queries have been asked? Shruti ma'am, please go ahead.
Hi. Is my voice audible?
Yes, ma'am. Perfectly clear. Please go ahead.
Okay. I saw somewhere that we need to know R and Python for becoming a BA. So I was just worried about that.
No, ma'am. Okay. As far as North America and Canadian industries are concerned, they believe PA are functional experts or domain experts sometimes. What are these things? These are, you understand the functionality, you understand the feature list. Like if you purchase a TV, you should know how to get the TV started working to a particular channel and blah, blah things. You don't need to know what company the TV is of. what type of motherboard, chip, processor, Android version the TV has. Does that make sense to you, ma'am?
Yes, yes.
What I'm trying to tell you about the functionality expert versus technicality expert. Technical experts, they give you support. Like in case if you switch on the TV, but it's not getting on, the lights are not getting on, the screen is still blank and blah, blah thing, you might not contact the functionality experts, you contact the technical expert. These are what we normally call as a support levels. So there's a L1, which is functional. L2 is kind of primary technical, and L3 is basically total technical. So normally we as a business analyst, we don't need to be technical. This is a functionality understanding. So you're going to understand the functionality of how the automated attendance management system will work. Either you sit with a domain experts, like every company, even in GuruSchools, we have some domain experts of attendance domain experts, human resources domain experts, leave management domain experts, and these are normally referred as a subject matter experts or center of excellence team. So what we do, we call them, we sit with them, we try to understand these domain knowledge so that I have sufficient knowledge to go and talk to the product owner. In this case, we call it VP HR from State Farm. So we go and meet him and ask, Mr. HR, so you have an idea to automate your attendance management system, right? Could you please tell me more in terms of what type of functionality you want to include? So when you say it needs to be automated, you can use something like biometric, like you put a finger and the attendance get noted. You can have something like iris scanners where your iris gets scanned and the attendance get noted. Or you might have a motion sensor, cameras, video capture, quadcopter and blah, blah, blah things. There could be endless thought processes. Now you get the thought processes in terms of minutes of meeting, you document it and you research on it. So what you do, you try to understand more functionality. So when you say biometric, you write down that word biometric and you Google it, the word biometric. So what you'll get, let me try to show you these things. This is how normally business analysts work. I'm starting getting warmed up, but why not? Let's get ahead in terms of okay. Let me share these things. Share screen. Could you see Zoom on your screen, sir, madam?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to Google and search for BIOMETRICS. Even if I don't know the spelling, I'll just type biometrics. So what it says, biometrics is the measurement of statistical and analysis. No, this is not the right thing. Okay. So biometrics, let's try to understand biometric fingerprints. Yeah, fingerprints. Let's start that. Yes, this is what I'm looking for. So capacitive fingerprint model, Shenzhen Kama Biometrics Company. So this is a company who creates biometrics. So you can go there and try to search for the product. So there's a product center. Let's go here and try to understand about biometric. So what biometric does? Okay, so they have these many models. There's a CAM SM15, 25U, blah, 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 blah things. And these are all their biometric centers. Biometric products they basically give you. Similarly, I can go for the iris scanner. So rather than biometric, IRESH iris scanner, I might do the spelling wrong. So IRIS. So this is the actual spelling, and I click here. Google is really great in terms of suggesting you. Now, if I want to go to Amazon, now I'm in India right now. I'm in Mumbai. So it might have be sharing the Indian Amazon's iris scanners, catalogs. These are the iris scanners available in India. Could you see these things? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
So these are the different products. And what I do, I started understanding the functionality of it. This looks a bit better, right? So single iris scanner, mantra, blah, blah, blah things. So it's blah, blah, it's at 3,000. It's quite costly one. Now the functionality wise, Amazon gives you some functionality here, or you can go to their products page as well. Or there should be some link of, getting details of these items and all. No. Yes. Manufacture these things, scanner, black, blah, blah, blah. These are some of the details. Okay. Otherwise, what I'll do, I'll check out the iris scanner functionality. Where is that? Oh, sorry. Okay, iris scanner, a device, let's say features or functionality, right? Features and benefits. Let's say features list sounds good to me. So iris scanner recognize fingerprints as well, software facial recognitions, voice authentication, blah, 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 blah. There are quite a good number of things here. Okay, so there's something called aware.com who is giving these things. And I'll just go there. And here I started learning about biometrics, iris scanning process, blah, blah, blah thing. And this is, I'm doing in a couple of minutes, right? I'm not spent too much time. Could you understand?
Yes.
So I'm going to basically guide you on how to build up knowledge as well, so that you are not dependent on me, or you can contradict me with as well. Something, if I'm not saying it correctly, something which I might, might miss or something. So you can guide me on that. Okay. So today's homework is basically try to describe biometric scanners and iris scanners in 5 sentences, how we use these things. So take it as an homework. Okay. How do you use biometric scanner and iris scanners in the real practical world? This way, what we'll do, we'll try to build our domain knowledge in terms of attendance management system. So whenever there's a requirement of attendance management system, yes, you can, look at these things. You can have basically a clear understanding of how we can do it. Okay. And this is the way we basically start building our, where am I? Is it? Yeah, this is right. We are start building our domain knowledge as well. Okay. Okay. Any questions so far?
So I had one question. Can I go ahead?
Please, ma'am. Don't ask me. Start asking question. Please go ahead.
So could you please explain me the BA role in the Scrum team, because it's never been explained, like what is the role in of a BA in a Scrum team?
Right, ma'am. That's really great question. Believe me.
Thank you.
Because when you come to Scrum team, they just have 3 roles. I don't know why, but that's the way they will build that Agile principle. So what 3 roles they have? They have a product owner, they have a Scrum master, and rest of the things are just the team. I know it sounds really weird, but that's how these best practices they have made. Well, they might have some challenges in having so many what you can say different type of persons working on a given project scene. So they've limited it to the 3. Might be 3.
Exactly, sir. Yeah, because everybody talks about agile practices, lean things,
Right.
but nobody explains me like what is the potential role of a BA there, and we get lost. Like where are we? Like
I can clearly understand, ma'am. So what does BA does? BA does is basically understand the business knowledge from the product owner, and then create some documents like BRDs or SRS, high-level diagrams, SWOT diagrams, and so on and so forth. And we're going to learn all these things with our heads on. So this is what BA does. Now BA what does? It captures the knowledge from the product owner and share it with the project management team. For first few weeks, the business analyst coordinate with the product owner, daily basis, alternate day, alternate hour, depending upon your, the relationship between the technical partner and the client. And that's how we normally plan the meetings in terms of, BA's day-to-day activities. We want to understand these as well and try to collect the requirement in a progressive manner. So the solution conceptualization is getting clearer day by day. At the end of, let's say, 4 weeks, we have a good conception of a solution. So I'll go to my reporting officer, might be a project manager, might be a sales manager, and tell him, hey manager, I believe I have a good idea now. So he say, oh, great. Let's discuss that. So he normally collects a team of designer, architect, project managers, and some senior PMO members, project management office. We'll discuss about all these roles and responsibility in a progressive manner. But let's try to understand this sales manager or project manager, basically with couple of better dignitaries along your development partner or your company, he normally sit with you and try to understand what type of conceptualization have you done as a single business analyst working with, say, these VPHR of State Farm. So you show them a list of around 30 odd requirements, like you want to have a centralized database, 24/7 system, totally automated, blah, 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 blah. And then the maybe CEO, CTO, HR, MD, or a PMO basically guides you on, oh, I believe this project manager have some experience in attendance management system. So they'll call most probably, let's say Ravindra, and Ravindra say, oh yeah, I worked on with this for that retail giant. Let's do it for these guys, and I can use that code as well because we have done these things. So what we do, we are trying to reuse whatever we already created, and basically kind of old oil, new bottle sort of stuff. We can deliver this product quite easily within like 3 months, 4 months, something like that. And then they say, okay, then Ravindra will be the project manager for these, automated attendance management system enhancement for State Farm. Believe me, you have such long project names in most of the companies like Infosys, Wipro, TCS, and Reverture, CA, and all those things. So here, what you're trying to understand, you basically name a project and you name a project manager also. So what you do, then you start working with this project manager called Ravindra and try to build an actual design or an architect with the help of those designer architect of that project management team. Now this project management team, whenever it's created, you normally start sharing your knowledge with this team so that they actually give a clear idea in terms of how to architect this solution, how to design this solution. Are we going to use biometric? Are we going to use iris scanner? Are we working with working on a door, or there should be a specific cabin for attendance management, and blah 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 things. So they are going to give a realistic product, realistic solution to this client on a daily progressive basis. So there's a basic conceptualization which is done by business analyst, and there's a next steps to those creations done by the project manager and the team. Even if you look at the Agile Scrum, they don't respect project managers. Project manager is a guy who normally has a responsibility on his shoulder to complete this development, to create, to enhance, to build these services, whatever needed as per the client requirements, which are captured by the business analyst. And that's why Agile, these are the way I see it, these are the disadvantages of Agile, because they couldn't really, have these different team names or team roles included in this Agile Scrum team. But yes, as an intelligent participant, we should understand the relationship and the contribution. Okay, so these are many teams or many what I can say dignitaries also show this concern clearly, saying, yeah, Agile is good, but they are, I don't know why they are doing this shortfall on naming the roles and responsibilities. And that's the actual practical challenge of Agile. Does that answer your question, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Just I wanted to clarify my understanding with you. So the BA closely works with PMO and gather the same, like what does the PO has more vision, as you said, but the BA work closely associated with PO, gathering this requirement or design or anything like that, right? That is what.
That's the correct assumption.
Okay, sure. Thank you. Yeah.
Most welcome. No problem.
Pandeji, my understanding about business analyst is he basically prepares the groundwork to initiate the project management. Is that right?
Wow. Great. This is the kind of simplest possible explanation, sir. Thank you. Thanks a lot. That Bhushanji is one of most
welcome, sir,
participants among us. And even Ajay ji is quite senior. Yes, we have Ajay Vakil ji. And there's Alia also. So Ajay Vakil ji and Bhushan ji are one of the most senior persons in our team. So we'll learn from them as well.
Not really. Thank you, Pande ji. Aapka experience ke samne hamara kuch bhi nahi hai.
No, sir. Let's open for learning. Even I'm open for learning throughout my life. Believe me, sir. And that's the best way to actually gather the knowledge in a progressive manner. So everybody, have you understood what Bhushan ji have just said? Bhushan ji,
yes, sir. Yeah.
Bhushan ji, could you please repeat that?
Yes, yeah. I'm basically very new to this lingo, though I did all these things without proper terminology in my job. My understanding is that when I heard your explanation, business analyst prepares the groundwork to initiate the project management.
Perfect. This is the simplest possible explanation for a BA in a layman's term. So that's very rightly said, sir. That's thanks for that. Any other questions I can clarify with you, sir?
For now, please continue because there's so much for you to cover.
No,
So
no,
I
please
will.
don't worry about that, sir. And that's why, even Devji explains these things as this is a longer thought process, because, the most important thing is you to learn and you to start thinking that you can practice these things. And I want you to take to that level. So it is a time consuming. It's not a ribbon cutting. And believe me, even in project management, we get a question on business analysts and so on and so forth. So please don't stop yourself. That's my humble request. Another thing
Sure,
is Devji really explains well is like, this is like build of, what we normally called as build a list of items to be purchased, right? You put it on a refrigerator, the pest rate, you normally write down somewhere in a list. And this is a kind of requirement list. So it's not a one-day story. You need to repeatedly clarify it, repeatedly ask these stakeholders specifically, not just the product owner, but you coordinate with various other executives. So there will be some HR manager who might have an idea of what's the best type of instrument to be used for, because it might be a company which they are using Blackberries. Well, there were some good instance. There are a good number of companies who are using Blackberries than smartphones. Nowadays, of course, we have smartphones everywhere, mostly iPhones or Android phones. Depending on that, we try to understand what type of user support system we need to build. And so progressively we will build these requirements. Okay. And that's how, these simple explanation does matter to understand much better. Okay.
Sure,
yes. Thank you, sir. Bhagyu ma'am, please, do you have any question for me, ma'am?
No, sir, I'm fine. Thank you.
Okay. Could you please lower your hand once done? Okay. Anybody have any questions for me at this moment? No. Okay. Let me take you to the next slide. Yes. These are our intro as a trainer. I'm Ravindra Pande. Well, I did my MBA, LLB, so I'm an advocate. I'm also a registered advocate with International Advocacy Forum. I did my engineering in 1994 in computer technology. Then I did my MBA from Wellenkers in finance. I have just did LLB. I'm doing my LLM. So I just completed my SIM 3 examination in LLM. LLM totally have 4 SIMs. So I've just completed 3. I'm doing it in a copyright patent streams, and I'm going to do it in cybersecurity after that. Overall, from last 18 years, I'm into training. I'm not, work anywhere as a general manager or CTO, CEO. So this is my passion. I like training. I like basically building these, really great learning mechanism and so on and so forth. So that's why this is my passion. And then I do trainings on various like PMI, data science, Agile, Scaled Agile, payment card interface. I'm a certified auditor for PCI, then cybersecurity, Internet of Things, robotics, AI, virtual reality, and blah, 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 blah things. Even in legal professions, I do, session on these things. About Prerna ma'am, she couldn't join us today. She's have some personal commitment, so she is busy basically. She also has around 15 years plus experience. She's leading various Agile team for multinational for last 12 plus years. So she have really great knowledge in terms of Agile, Scrum, and different Agile practices. And that's what we're going to learn from her. And basically good number of, she's working in financial multinationals for quite a good number of years. So she can explain you about, transactional system, about how agility works with these transactional systems and everything. Okay. And this is how we're going to basically learn in a progressive manner. And then yes, agenda. Yeah, before we start, could we have a kind of introductory round so that, even we can understand each other. I can understand you as well. Okay. So in a progressive manner, let's try to understand like what are the number of years, if you have any experiences. If you are fresher, that's fine. Don't worry. Okay. And what type of domains have you worked on? If you worked on, what type of work have you done earlier, and what type of education if you want to express. If you don't want to, that's fine with me. Okay. Who want to start first? Bhushanji, could we start with you, sir? A kind of short, sharing of our
Sure, sure.
Please go ahead, sir.
I have overall 50 years of experience in multiple lines. Started with production, and then I went on to sales. In sales, I sold textiles, pharmaceuticals, and insurance. And when I came to this country in '89, I started with insurance and financial services. After that, I went into radiologic technologies to do cancer diagnostic imaging. So I went to school for that and been in that field for 25 years. My path has been destiny driven. So I went to different destinations. And in between, for 7 years, one of my friends pulled me into pharmaceuticals. And I worked as a PPIC manager,
Wow.
production and planning and inventory control. I was thrown into hot waters, literally. I mean, I had sales experience, but I didn't have manufacturing production. So I was given a task to fix a lot of things. And I created smart procurement, smart logistics, those kind of systems in my own way, if you look at my experience, I'm not from a computer age,
No problem.
computer times, So I use most of it through logic, and I, of course, took help from different people, who had good knowledge in, computers and different domains. So basically, I kind of created idea and made sure it is executed. Yeah, and I also created a vision called time saving, space saving, and money saving.
Wow.
And this premise, showed a lot of profitability. Simple example I would like to give in pharmaceuticals. When I was taking care of logistics, they used to send 14 pallets of manufactured finished goods to California, spending $5,000 per truckload. So one day I sat down with my team and said, 5,000 is too much to send 14 pallets. Let's sit down, take the dimensions of the truck and weight bearing and all those things. And we optimized up to 52 pallets in one load. So accordingly, we backtracked and planned to manufacture the batch, increase the batch size. So all these things, like it fell in, you know what I'm saying? To send that many pallets, we need to produce so many tablets.
Right.
And we need a longer period. So to save time, so many peripheral things had to be changed and planned and executed. So now, even after I left the company, they are enjoying the profits of like savings of about $500,000 per year, at least because of the idea I introduced.
Right. And this matters a lot to corporates. Yeah, please go ahead.
Then one of my friends in the industry, who's a senior level VP, he said, with all this experience, your ideas and all those things, you should package into as a project manager. Then you can use your ideas, talents, or whatever. That's how I started. But with my busy current job, I'm still working in radiology, using radiopharmaceuticals, diagnosing cancers, all kinds of head to toe. Today I did 2 patients to diagnose Parkinson's. So that so my experience, if I give my resume, people get confused.
No, it's not, sir. It's basically our acquisition, right? Be better person day by day. That's what I'll say. Please go ahead, sir. Sorry.
So I have to package all this different fields experience and ideas, and also my education. My education is I'm master's in physics.
Wow.
So and back home I taught math, physics, chemistry also for 10th graders. Like it was a technical school. So varied experiences. So now I'm close to retirement, but I don't want to retire that early in my life.
No,
In
that's
America, we keep going as long as you can, and I think I can go for a long time.
yeah, sure. Just to share, with you, my dad had detected dementia last year, and he just passed
Oh, sorry to hear.
2 days ago. It's really painful experience to see. He was a retired chief engineer, and in his good old days, they were the first engineering graduates. So, like
Wow.
they means he was passed out in means he was graduated in 1962. So in from VRC Nagpur.
Oh my God.
Most prestigious
How old is he? How
uh,
old is he?
he was 79, sir. In
79.
Pandays, basically, we lived till 90s, 95s and all. He was really a kind of
Right.
really, departure kind of scenario for us. It came as a shock,
Mm.
basically. But yeah, so that dementia I've just, experienced from a very near and dear kind of scenario. So
Oh yeah.
Parkinson's, dementia is a
I,
part of Parkinson's. I know, I've studied that. And we normally study that.
I,
And, I'm not a medical expert, but we have so many doctors. Even you
right.
heard me speaking on different diseases and all those things throughout this session. So yes, that's a lot to learn. And if you keep learning, you are still young. That's what I believe, sir. And thanks a lot.
Absolutely.
Yes. So
Keep
please,
stressing your mind.
yes. Keep developing your mind, rather. That's really well said. Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot.
It's like when you lift the weights, you're stressing your muscles. Same way,
Right.
your mind also, you have to keep pounding,
Yes,
keep
very,
thinking,
very
and then try different things. And I deal with this every day on daily basis: dementias, cancers like lung cancer, breast cancer, all kinds of things. And there are a lot of success stories. If it is caught at early stage, the results are great. A lot of people are beating cancers these days.
Right. No problem. Could you nominate somebody for their introduction, sir? Please.
Say it again, sir.
Could you please nominate somebody to introduce, share their, introductions?
Okay, I don't know the names. Can you please? I heard
Okay.
Sayedji.
Yes,
And
Sayedji, could you please go ahead, sir?
Sayedji,
Hi, sir. How are you?
come on up.
Yeah, good, sir. Please go ahead.
Yeah. So first of all, I just want to say I'm really appreciate with the introduction of Bhushan ji and his experiences, and it's okay, it's I can see multi faces of one person, he has been going through from one point to another point, and I really like it. So
Thank you.
second thing, I mean, I'm kind of moved in this country 3 years ago, actually, in US. So I'm kind of still on my permanent residency, waiting for my citizenship. Before moving here, I was working for I started working in a call center back in my country, and then I started working for a car exporting firm selling used Japanese cars to Jamaican people, dealerships from Japan to Caribbean islands. And I have spent 8 years in this industry for a car exporting, and then I moved here in US, start from the scratch, working in a retail store as a
Sir, where are you
cashier. But
from,
then
sir? Sir, where are you from, basically?
I'm from Pakistan.
Oh, wow, great.
Yeah.
Please go ahead, sir.
Yeah. So when I moved here, I start from the scratch, working as a cashier in Jewel Osco. I mean, there's a retail chain in Chicago, in Illinois. So, but now I'm working in a back inventory, which is still better than a cashier, but that's not what I was looking for to spend my whole life in this industry. I just want to always wanted to try something new in technology, and IT is the main sector in the world right now, which is leading the whole countries with the new inventions and everything. So I plan to change my industry, and right now I'm just trying to get into this field by learning all the new things, project management, BA, and I was watching a lot of videos on YouTube about these things, and it really make me interesting. Okay, I mean, I think I can try this career for my life, because
You're
it's
at
not,
right place,
it's
believe
like
me,
never
because
ending.
yes, you're
Yeah.
at right place, and we're going to utilize this domain knowledge, whatever you acquired, be it something like, car dealerships, be it something like car market sale, which is a really big market in North America or Canada. You can really earn millions, means, you might be knowing many car salesmen, right? They are millionaires by selling used cars.
Yes.
I know what George Farray in St. Louis, where I purchased my first car, Nissan Altima. This was in 1999. Well, he is a billionaire, multi-billionaire, basically, frankly speaking. He has just one used car, outlet in St. Louis, in Oliveria. Now he have around 6 in St. Louis, 3 in Kansas, 2 in Chicago, and blah 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 things. He really grown in a multiple, and he just have these cars, used car sales lot, as he normally referred to call it. So St. Louis lot.
It's a huge market. Used car sales market. It's huge. Like I was about to, like I was used to sell like 25, 30 cars in 1 month for a dealership.
Wow.
So just imagine like how many cars they are buying for their own dealership in a month. Like if he's buying like 10 cars from me, so he's buying like 50 cars from other people as well.
Exactly.
So it's a huge industry. And I
that's
personally
really
like
great domain
cars
knowledge.
as well.
Then this knowledge is going to help us out. Believe me, sir. Means whenever we start discussing, might be requirement, might be project management plan, we might take a case study on car salesmanship. Believe me, that's really booming up market. And there are project managers required for car salesmen as well, because rather than project manager, they normally call them accountant. And these type of misfit do happens in actual North American area. Basically, the guy is manager, but he labeled as an accountant. And this thing or financial help or whatever it may be. But this guy actually manages the lot in terms of the incoming, outgoing, the oil change frequencies, the client list updates and all those things. So this way, I really, odd with these type of simple things, specifically the George used to do for his own cars, these used car lots. Means he had good number of such managers, and believe me, quite a good number of management principle I have checked on, we've discussed over the time. And that's what I believe he used to like me. He used to take me for the, various buffets and all those. He used to like Indian foods. I'm not a good cook, but I can talk about food every time, even in my dreams as well. I like to eat. I'm a fat person. You can see from the, image as well. But yes, these are the domain knowledge which really helps us in our life. And if you can explain it, you can put it in a words that really going to excel our, career. Believe me. So please start thinking in that direction. Sorry to interrupt, Saiji. Please go ahead, sir.
Yes, I mean, like personally, like my two most favorite things in my life, which I've always wanted to do, is to like keep staying close to related to any car thing, right? Like I just want to be close with cars. It's not about like I'm selling a car. I mean, I just want to work in a Toyota showroom. That's fine for me because I love being around cars. So the first thing, and the second thing is like I wanted to get into the like finance stuff, like crypto and stock stuff. So I always like I've been like learning a lot of things about the stock trading and crypto and everything, and it helps me a lot to understand the financial background and fundamentals of every company, like how to read the what we say, the reports, every quarter reports and all, and balance sheets, and what is like PE ratio, how we calculate the PE ratio, which PE ratio is good and which is bad, how we have to determine that if the company is going good or not, and everything. Nah? So like the background and the infrastructure. So I really like these things. So the only two things, the only two things like in my mind since my childhood is that like I want to be working like related to any stock stuff or cars stuff. These are the most two favorite industries in my opinion. I have not a lot of knowledge, but I always wanted, and I'm always ready like to learn. If someone is telling me something about cars, my all ears are on him. And if someone like telling me about something like in the stock market and like economics and financial things about any company, I'm all there. So these two things are my favorite ones.
Let me share my memory. I was moved to St. Louis. Well, I first landed in Stamford, Connecticut on 13th September 1999. Then I moved to St. Louis in 10th October 2001. I started working with Enterprise Rent-A-Car as a team lead for multiple technologies. So I used to lead the team of around 30 plus members. In those days, 30 is the normal average size. So I used to lead a team of .NET developers and Java developers. I used to work on these two technology, and I'm an employee of Enterprise Rent-A-Car. So I used to get a discount of around 60% to 80%. So I have driven all the great cars in North America, including Ferrari, Hummer, and blah, blah, blah. My favorite
Well, you
car,
should.
yes, my favorite car is Grand Marquis, Mercury's Grand Marquis. Anybody know Mercury?
Yeah.
Yes. So that's my favorite car. Why? It has so many number of cylinders and it's really wide. You can sleep on the seat, even on the front seat. It's like, Toyota Crown. Everybody must have known the taxi car, Toyota Crown. The Grand Marquis is a Toyota Crown, but with a bigger engine. So it used to drink grass like anything, but it has really great, normally FBI, they have these Grand Marquis as their squad cars because they are powerful. And I used to like that, ice spinning, the car ice spinning. So Toyota Marquis with all four wheels used to spin like a, what you can say, spin like a bird. I used to stay near St. Louis, Washington University, and there was a huge ground. Now we have a metro station there as of now, but there used to be a big ground, and it used to be get ice deposition on that surface. So we used to spin the car there. Me, my friends.
It should be fun.
And it's really fun. Means it's a kind of new sport I learned when I landed in North America. So I still remember those days. And my dad is basically mechanical engineer. So the car mechanicals like the cylinder size, the basic horsepower, the GLs, all these things come naturally because of our discussions in our house and all those things. So that's why I like a car which is powerful, but not costly enough like Ferrari and all, and not highly tuned like Ferrari. If you ever driven Ferrari,
I mean, personally, I don't like Ferrari. I mean,
Yeah,
I just
exactly.
like think like it's overhyped. I don't like
Yeah.
Ferrari because we have a lot of many great cars instead of Ferraris.
right?
It's like $1 million car. You're buying a $1 million car, which is just like Lucas Spider. It's,
Yes.
it's nothing else.
Right.
So I personally don't like Ferrari.
Yeah, same here. I like Grand Marquis because of the power, sheer power, and the size of it. Size is a full size car, right? So it really helps you to have around 6 friends sitting comfortably, front and back seat, and then lots of luggage. Like that's why I used to like that car, and plus the power. So you can go at during my stay around 4.5 years, I have acquired around 16 speeding tickets. No other ticket, just 16 speeding tickets.
Oh,
I mean, I just got one lately, so.
And I have, appeared in American courts for 3 times because I was driving above 40 miles per hour and blah, blah, blah things. So that's what kind of practice I have. Pardon me for this thing. You shouldn't do this thing, but this is who I am. Pardon me for that.
I mean, you enjoy these days, right?
Exactly,
So
sir.
speeding a little bit, it's okay. I mean, as
It's
long as
not
like
a
you
little
are,
bit.
you
That's
are
the problem.
considering your
I
safety
couldn't
as
find my
well.
limits, sir. It's not a little bit. Think about doing 40 miles over in 65. In St. Louis, we have really these old roads, right? Been built by these French people. And if you want to drive to something like Ozark is a lake around, I think, 45 miles just outside St. Louis. And we used to camp there, fires, and there are a number of outlets there, food outlets and all those things. So it's really great place to park. We used to rent it from Target and used to go there with a friend and girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever you call it, and we enjoyed there a lot. And that's how I got most of my speeding tickets. Whenever you have really great friends with music, you normally tend to increase the speed, and I try to control that, but that's again kind of my management failure, as you can see.
I mean, it's in the blood. It's in the blood. You cannot control it.
And in India,
I mean, even though if I'm driving Uber right now, like in Chicago, even though like I always drive in overnight time because I know that speed cameras are closed. 80% of Chicago drivers don't know like the speed camera will be turned off after 11 p.m.
Right.
So if I have a passenger, I'm still like going over the limit, and they say like, just be careful. There's a speed camera. I was like, don't worry about it. You guys don't know about it, but I know that camera is not working, and I always go like 10 to 15 miles plus the limit.
That's okay. Huh?
So
I think 5 miles, they won't look at you. But yeah, above 5 miles, they start noticing you. But believe me,
yeah,
before I get my first ticket, that was, I think, the 9th month, I have been stopped for almost every week for speeding, like 6 miles, 7 miles. And I have those, that radar capture gun and all those things on my
yeah.
They used to beep and all,
Yeah.
and then I used to slow down, but again
Yeah,
fast.
they're
And it
always
was
beeping about the police cars.
yeah, it was really learning experience for me. So rather than driving, I like driving. Means I am driving from my, I think, 10th year or so. My dad used to have that government Jeep called Mahindra 450D, which is copied from older Jeep actual versions, because they had type with Mahindra in India, and that was really good Jeep. But yeah, those controls were really hard. Means you to shift the gear with 2 hands and all those things. But I learned from that car. So these cars are like very easy for me. Means you can really turn the car with a thumb and all, because you have all those, power steering, power this and power that. So it was really a breeze for me. Well, sorry, pardon me. I keep going on my thought process for that. But yes, we should discuss more. We should get interactive informally as well. So that if you have any personal challenge, do let me know if I can help you in any way. Right? And that's how we have to collaborate with each other. Sorry to interrupt you, Sayeji, so many times. Please pardon me for that.
No, that's fine. I mean, it's lovely like to have these kind of conversation. I can talk about cars and stocks and cryptos and these things like all night.
Yeah.
So I don't get fed up. So it's good. I mean, yes. So far, like that's how I'm working. Like I'm just like driving Uber part time, like working in a jewel Osco in a retail like store for like back inventory, and sometimes I work like for stocks and crypto, and I have like new like my new hobby right now, or you can say like a new time pass thing, like making Facebook pages and uploading reels and earning money from there as well.
Wow.
So it's kind of like very, very interesting right now. But I mean, Facebook is paying a lot of dollars, like just to overtake the YouTube market, to dominate the YouTube market and
Yeah,
get the more market into the Facebook account or Instagram by like paying people to share reels and putting ads on them and getting more views and dominate the whole market. I mean, in my opinion, Facebook right now, like Meta whole itself, they are dominating the whole industry. They are trying to take over YouTube. They are trying to take over Snapchat. They are trying to take over, the metaverse industry in advance already.
Wow.
So I personally like these things, but I'm not like so much technical in these things. But I love I can easily see what's going on, how these businesses are taking over and manipulating this stuff. I can see that, but I'm not like so much technical in IT or something like that, or you can say like technical into like mechanics for cars. Like you have a lot of experience in these things and knowledge about the cylinders and everything. I'm not good at it, but I can.
In terms of Facebook money making, do share us your idea, and we might basically help you from the IT side as well. Okay, so please, you can ask any questions if you have. And I've been into IT for around 28 odd years. So I think I've seen how they build Facebook from ground up, YouTube from ground up, and all those things. So I know their database, I know their technicality as well. So we can discuss on that.
The only thing is that like on every month they just restrict my page on some nonsense, I will say, because I don't have any technical word, but nonsense algorithms they have to capture the content. It's my own original content I put on the reel, and they still say like, no, you have unoriginal content, or you have used the music, which has like copyrights to someone else. And I was like, okay, if I'm putting a very beautiful video of Brazil, I just went to Brazil recently. I just made a lot of videos over there. So I need a background music to make it more beautiful and make it feel good. So if I don't use the music in that video, so this reel will not gonna be so much interesting. And if I'm using a music, so Facebook just restrict my whole reel, and they put me in the violation of using unoriginal content.
Okay.
I was like, where should I go? I mean, like, which music I'm gonna use? I mean, I can't understand. So I already like got my 2 pages restricted for that.
We will discuss this because it's really great. Means I want to really help you out in this, and this is a really great idea. And about the way these technical scanners they have at YouTube or at Facebook, you need to build some workaround, and I will discuss that. It's a bit of a lengthy lecture, and we'll basically
Yeah, I know
try to
it's
sort
gonna
it.
be too much deep. If I
I know.
have to understand, so it's gonna be too much deep. So I just let it have it. I just make my new page after every 2 months and start uploading my reels again and getting bonuses and the earnings on ads on earnings as well. I
Great.
don't know, like maybe like if you guys hearing me out, like who live in USA, I would really suggest like you guys also do these things. But it's really like a very great passive income stream. You don't have to do so much. You just have to record some good content and upload it. And once you start
That
getting
we do
views, you
anyway.
guys can earn like from Facebook.
Mhm.
It's basically only available for USA and India market. That's it.
Wow.
Facebook is paying bonuses and earnings and helping people to generate revenues for their own personal life as a I'm sorry, as
I
a
think
passive income. It's only
so.
for India and USA. So everyone should try it.
Definitely, definitely.
Yeah.
Let's discuss this in detail furthermore. Let's continue with our introduction. Could you please nominate somebody, said sir?
Let me just see the participants.
You can click on participants list, and
Yeah.
you can see the participants as well.
I mean, I guess I'm gonna nominate Ajay Vakil.
Yes, Ajay, could you please go ahead, sir? Ajay is also very senior persons within us, sir.
Hi, good evening. Ravindra sir, I'm not senior by any means. I've been a business analyst for about a year and a half now. I worked in the education sector. I completed my bachelor's in India at Mahatma Gandhi University in Kerala in business administration. I moved to the US in 2013. I completed my master's in business administration, majoring in management and minoring in human resources management from the University of Houston, Victoria, in Texas. And I recently moved to California a year and a half ago. And so I've been working as a business analyst for the last year and a half. Prior to that, from 2013 onwards, from 2013 to 2015, I worked a couple of years in retail. From 2015 to 2016, I worked as the sales manager for a used car dealership, a Toyota dealership in Texas.
Wow.
After and simultaneously, I worked as a security officer, as a commissioned security officer for a security firm in Texas, along with working at the dealership during the day. I did security during the night. After that, I transitioned to a pharmacy. I was the director for sales and marketing at a independent pharmacy, compounding pharmacy in Houston. And then after that, I worked at Costco when I first moved to California, and when I was in between jobs and looking for a job to break into the IT industry. I worked at Costco for about 6 months, and then I started working as a business analyst for a charter school in California. So that's just my experience and general overview. I have a good friend who is a recruiter, and so because of his advice for my resume, I mean, on paper, I'm an analyst for 13 years, but from the last year and a half, I've used the experience that I've gained to translate it into what I did. And I also did pick up some skills along the way, working retail, working at the pharmacy, working in hospitals, as well as a liaison between the doctor's offices and pharmacy. So I picked up a lot of analyst skills doing those jobs. And so those have kind of translated into what I have on my resume as being an analyst for 13 years. And I think that's one of the biggest things that now, as I'm interviewing for new jobs, I see that is what they are looking for. They want experience. They want if you know what you're talking about, the way you present it, if you're able to present it well, they have the confidence, and then of course the the experiences and the ability to share situations that you've been in across different industries. That's just one thing I feel like people are looking for in interviews.
From me.
Sir, the way, you know, I'm referring you as a senior because so vast experience in domain, like, you know, so many different, what you can say, work types you have gone through. And that's why, you know, that's what I can recall from our last discussion. So that's why I was you mentioning as a senior. Then again, seniority is not a benchmark, right? You can't say I'm too senior or less senior. Your senior means you have experience in so many, you know, different work areas. That's why please don't take it otherwise. It's a, you know, a kind of respect for your diverse experience. That was I'll say right now. Okay.
Okay. Thank
you. Thanks, Raji. Could you please nominate somebody?
Sure. I'm going to head and nominate Bhargavi.
Yes, Bhargavi ma'am. Could you please go ahead? Yes.
Yes, sir. Yeah, myself is Bhargavi. I've done my BTech and I've done my master's. I come from a business school. I did my MS in London. Then I was a student there and I have pretty much experience in retail, everything in London. Then I got married and I moved to US. Then I was working for a couple of years there in US in different domains. And then we moved to India for a couple of years. Then I got an experience in working in IT for 4+ years as a BA. Then right now I'm in Canada. Again, I'm scratching from, from first. Everything is new to me. So I've been here for 6 months in Canada. I got a couple of job offers in retail. I was working till last month. Then I thought I should do something, really good, like a PO or BA, because I had experience previously. So just I'm in this place right now.
Wow, that's great. Means I can clearly see these participants are from various areas in work, various areas in countries also. I have traveled around 18 countries. It's basically great knowledge in terms of, how you cope up with situations. I've been to Belgrade, I've been to Yugoslavia, I've been to Moscow, I've been to St. Petersburg. This is one of the, coldest place in Russia. I was in US for quite a few times. I was in Canada. I was in Cambodia. I was in Thailand. So this was really great. Means I can really relate, with you, ma'am. The way you said, you just moved to Canada and all. Canada is great.
Yeah.
Really means,
Yeah.
Except its coldness, in terms of the temperatures and all, the people are really warm and they really welcome you with their open hearts and all. That's what I've seen. I have quite a good number of my friends from Mumbai. They moved to Waterloo. One of them is HOD in computers, head of the department of Waterloo University. And we are in touch, and it's really great thing basically. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
So if you have any question, please keep asking. Okay, could you please nominate somebody, ma'am?
Yeah, sure, I can do that. Kavita?
Yes, Kavita, ma'am. Could you please go ahead?
Hi, everyone. Myself Kavita. I am from India. Actually, I moved to USA just like 7 months before. Till 2022 May, I was as a professionally working as an advocate in India. So I'm totally new about this entire IT industry. So from last 7 months in USA, I keep learning this BA and Scrum Master thing. And just because of I don't have any US based experiences, I am really struggling with the job. So here I am.
You say you're starting with the job, ma'am?
No, I was looking for a job.
Okay.
Yeah, but the thing is that I have only my stay is only a 7 month in USA. I don't have any US based experience in my resume. So this is the reason I'm really struggling.
Great, no problem. One suggestion just to,
Yeah.
Please join Tuesdays and Thursdays RRRP session. Okay. And please start working on your profile so that we can start getting interviews. We can start, start to understand the job of a process in North America. And this is for learning. Don't think it like, you applied means that's the last day of, life. You apply, you give a couple of interviews. Please, first couple of interviews as a failure, and they will be definitely failure because there's a bit of our understanding of how I should speak. We have, of course, practice session like mock interviews, like, of the basic questions like tell me about yourself, tell me about your current project and all these things. But still, whenever you on the interview floor, there could be some challenges, right? And that's why I say, please take first few interview as a failure. And then we'll start actually learning from that. And that's how we progressively start applying for a job. That's how we progressively acquire our confidence. Don't take it otherwise. These are the experience I'm sharing with you. You might be a great person and God bless, you might clear your first interview. But again, normal practice is most of the participants, they couldn't crack first three. That's our most of the experiences I'm telling you. It doesn't mean that it should happen with you. I'm just sharing practicability with you. Don't take it otherwise. I'm not trying to discourage you. Interview is the obstacle which we need to clear, which we need to clear. There's no other way. There's no workaround with it. So for that, we need to start practice. And how do you start practicing? By applying. How do you apply? You build your resume, you build your LinkedIn in sync with your profile, your resume, and start answering these repetitive questions. Tell me about yourself, tell me about your current project, and some of those, and I'll guide you on along the way. What are such questions? And then slowly, steadily, we put our foot on the ground and say, yes, I know these things. I can talk. I'm, practiced in front of a mirror at my place. I practice in front of my kids or my husband. And then I know I can speak it on the phone, talk on the Zoom, talk on the Google Meet, interview sessions and all. And this is how we progressively build our career. This is how progressively we build our defense system for this interviewers attack. And that's how. So what I would request, whenever you get time on Tuesdays and Thursday, please start attending those RRRP sessions and start working on your profile. First few sessions, you might be there as a listener. That's fine, because then you get a hang of it, like how HR is going to suggest you in terms of building your own profile progressively. And as far as 6 pillar goes, in terms of GuruSchools 6 pillars, we are there to help you out. First is this instructor-led training session. Second is basically building your profiles. Third is trying to do the interview preparation, the on-job support, and so on so forth. Okay, so we are there for you. Don't ever feel you are alone. You're trying to trade water alone. No, we are there to support you. But yes, you need to build your own system first, and then we can contribute more. Because every person have their own way of addressing things. And I don't want to pollute your, original thought process. These are what we call basic instinct. If you apply your knowledge on basic instinct, you can learn more better. You can be a more happier person day by day. Okay, so that's why don't change anything. But yes, we need to try to build a profile, try to practice for these interviews. Does that make sense, ma'am?
Perfect.
Yes, ma'am. So this is how we're going to work. Could you please, do you have anything else to add to it, ma'am?
No. That
Okay. Could you please nominate somebody?
yeah. I think Jitendra sir.
Yes, Jitendra sir, could you please go ahead, sir?
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
So, cumulatively put, I have 12 years of experience in the IT industry.
Wow.
Working as a BA, QA, UAT,
Wow.
and almost my resume has touched almost all the domains. So recently being my current domain and knowledge area is identity and access management.
Wow.
And the tool that specializes in is SailPoint. And other than that, I have worked in media, publishing, finance, banking, pharmaceutical, medical devices, IT services, healthcare.
Wow.
So that's about me. That's me in a nutshell.
You're working on Microsoft SharePoint, sir?
Not SharePoint, SailPoint.
Okay, SailPoint. Oh, you should be in a cybersecurity, sir. Are you in a right group, sir? Pardon me for that.
No, I am a business analyst within the identity and access management domain.
Well, yeah. Project manager
But
is a yeah.
I'm here for safe, agile, and product owner.
Oh yeah, I can clearly understand that. That's sure. These are all products related to security, basically building access security for IT firms. It's a really great experience, sir, and we would really like to learn about these tools more. We do discuss these tools in cybersecurity. That's why I say cybersecurity as an option, no problem. But yes, as a better career move more towards non-technical roles, and these roles basically go throughout your life. So you don't have to really practice on learning new technology, learning new tool sets, but you get with the experience you get maturity, evolution within yourself as a person. That's why these functionality does help us a lot in a normal career progression. Thanks a lot, Jiten sir. Could you please nominate somebody, sir?
Sure. I would nominate Rahul.
Yes, Rahul sir, could you please go ahead?
Yeah, hi Jitendra, and hi Ravindra. So my name is Rahul. I'll start from my basics. So I am from a hotel management background, worked in hotels for 3 years. Then I moved to the finance sector. I worked with American Express. In American Express, I worked not in the credit card department, but they had one of your business travel. So I worked there for the airlines. I used to book business travels for Microsoft people, for Apple people, for Sun Microsoft. Then I moved in to the airlines finance, or you can say the agency finance back office operations. So I was working there. Then I got a chance to work with NIT Technologies. So that's how my transition from the travel domain to the IT travel domain begins in 2010. So I got an opportunity to work with Hawaiian Airlines in Hawaii. I moved, I was there for 3 to 4 months for the pilot project. Since I had the GDX experience, so I was nominated there. Then I moved back to India, worked with NIT for 2 years. Then they moved me to Texas. I was working with Sabre Technologies. Sabre is a part of American Airlines. Then in Texas, then I got an opportunity to work with one of the big IT sourcing company, Cognizant. So I moved to Atlanta, Georgia. I got my client as Delta Airlines. So currently I'm still working with them. It's been now 9 years, close to 9 years with them. So I'm as a similar role of Jitendra. So I'm a QA, I'm a UAT coordinator. I'm working as you can say product owner, QA, backend QA, little bit doing automation QA. So in a nutshell, this is me. So I'm looking to set my future directions into one role of PMO and a safe agile. So here I am.
Really great and crisp, what you can say, introduction as well as expectation. This is really great. Thank you. Thanks a lot, Rahul sir. And yes, I think you are the guy to go for ticketing if anybody needs any tickets. I think you know the back end, the foray, front end and every end of it, right? Thank you. Thanks a lot, sir.
Yeah.
It really.
But currently I'm working
with
the catering. So there's a back end operation of catering for every airline. So I'm working there as a SME.
As I told you, like I'm currently. So in on normally all international flights, I asked twice for those lunch or dinner, whatever they serve. I'm a vegetarian basically, so they normally have these veggie lunch extra, so you can have tummy full of lunch there. So yes, and I really like that food. Frankly speaking, means many guys find that food stale and all, but I like that stale food. Means I'm a kind of what you can say light by tongue in terms of food eat habits. I don't eat too much spicy and all, and that's how I survived even in countries like Belgrade and Russia. Yeah. There they eat normally a stale food, as we normally refer to by Indian standard. We normally have all those mirch powder, masala powder and all, right? But if you go to Russia or Belgrade, you have to have something like cheese. You eat with bread and you just have salt and pepper to add. These are like simple food. But yeah, if you started liking something like that, it really helps you out in basically having good amount of food online there. No problem there. Yes, so it's really great introduction. Thanks a lot, Rahul sir. Do you want to nominate, sir? Anybody?
Thank you.
Please.
Amria?
Yes. Thank you, sir. Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you hear me, sir?
My name is Ravindra, ma'am.
Oh, sorry. I was just asking. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you clearly.
My name is Amriya Tasneem. I'm pursuing my PhD in mechanical engineering right now.
Wow.
I'm done with my submission.
Mhm.
I did my MTech in industrial automation and robotics.
Ooh.
And my bachelor's in automobile engineering from India.
Mhm.
After moving to US, I've been having hard time finding a job. So I have joined Guru School,
Mhm.
looking for the job.
Sure.
I'm a fresh for IT. I do have experience around 5 years. I was working in India as assistant professor in couple engineering colleges in mechanical department.
That's which part of India are you from, ma'am? If I may ask.
I'm from Karnataka, Hassan. It's southern part of India.
Wow, great. We are lucky to have you, ma'am. I'm a good support of Internet of Things, and as you know, as your career basically is a mix and match of mechanical plus robotics domain. It does help you out for specifically required project managers for really great company like Boston Dynamics and all those things. Have you heard of Boston Dynamics, ma'am?
No, Boston, yeah.
Boston Dynamics, yes.
Dynamics.
Yes. Please go to that Google site and try to understand what type of products they have. They have the first commercial available robot called DOT. They used to call it dog previously. Now they call it dot from the last 3 years or so. Boston Dynamics is a part of, I believe, Microsoft now, and they're trying to implement these commercial robots all over to the globe, and that's how you can purchase these robots starting from around 70K or something like that. You can purchase a robot which can carry up to 1.5 tons and carry it whenever you have programmed it with. So you can program it for taking from your house to office and blah 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 thing. In India, there are companies like I don't know, Hyundai, and there are a good number of companies who are trying to portray of implementing robotic culture in their corporate office by using these robots. Believe me, that's a kind of marketing gimmick though, but yes, they are doing that. So please visit this Boston Dynamics site. It'll give you a good, what you can say, insight on how the robotics market is shaping up commercially. Previously, it was more towards R&D, as you are from research and development, but now it's moved to the commercial steps of it. So you can get a customized robot made for your house also. Even we have that robotic vacuum cleaner sold on Amazon, I believe, right? So that vacuum cleaners keep cleaning throughout the house, and you need to just charge it for a couple of hours. It'll work for 24 hours or so, something like that. So these kind of robots, even our chatbots, basically these Amazon Alexa, Google Home, and all those things, these are a kind of robot in a way. Means they don't do any mechanical things, but yes, they do initiate with your voice commands and all those things. This is a kind of great pairing between your voice, the machine, and the response planned. So there's a kind of event plus response kind of mechanism inbuilt to these into these robots, even if they are not doing anything mechanically, but they can do many such things. Like if you ask Alexa, give me temperature, so Alexa give you temperature. Give me forecast of a week. Alexa will give you forecast of a week in a couple of sentences. That's how these robots are getting shaped up commercially nowadays. So we are in a great area of technical advancements from that angle. Does that sound okay to you?
Yes, sir. Thank you for, sir. I will check that out.
No problem, ma'am. Could you please nominate anybody?
Yes, I would like to nominate Shruti.
Shruti, ma'am, could you please go ahead? Yes.
Hello, hi. I'm a permanent resident of Canada. I live in Vancouver. I have my bachelor's in mechanical engineering and master's and PhD in robotics.
Wow.
It's mechanical design robotics, not
Oh,
exactly
wow.
IT side of the side. But I also have diploma degree in web development. And talking about experience, I do not have a lot of experience as others
No.
here, but I have 2 years of experience as assistant professor, 6 years of research experience, and 2 years of program coordinator, facilitator, and event coordinator experience. And I was researching about BA, and I thought this would be a better opportunity for me to be a BA, I guess. Yeah, and Amriya is my friend. We joined together.
Sure,
We
sure.
know each other since last
Oh,
10
that's great.
years.
Okay.
Since our masters, we did our master's project together.
Wow, wow.
So
Can I suggest something? Means
yeah,
if
sure.
you're together, please try for project management, ma'am. There are some technical project manager requirement specifically in robotics or automation industries, and they suits you really, really well. You can demand for pay grade around 200K per annum. Believe me, because of your knowledge, your background, you can demand really great amount of remuneration salary because of your specialized experiences. So try to search for such jobs around your area, mostly in the universities or any bigger industries for automation designer, architects, automation manager, automation technical project manager. Means they do a bit of architect design and a bit of management because they know the policy processes and everything to do with it. So these are the best targets for you. They can give you really good money.
Okay.
So you can search
That's
for these job roles
project
on
management, right?
come again, ma'am. Sorry.
Project management, right?
Yes, technical project management in robotics and automation.
Okay.
Try to search this field on your Google with your zip code, and you might get a new really good this thing. Because once you know the project management, basically these are 10 knowledge area we normally discuss about, and we go sequentially how to build this project plan, what are the things to be considered, what are the things to be ignored, and blah blah thing. How do you build a scope? How do you build the cost? How do you build the resource team and blah, blah, blah thing. So we'll learn it progressively. So with your, ample of these technology knowledge and the experience, you can really a great fit for such roles. That's what I'm suggesting. Again, we'll learn together. Don't basically limit yourself by these roles. And there are quite a few similar roles which can give you good, remuneration there. Okay.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Most welcome, ma'am. No problem. Could you please nominate? Yeah, go ahead. Any thing you want to add?
No, nothing. I would like to nominate Chandani.
Yes, Chandni, ma'am.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. My background actually is like I have around 8 to 9 years of experience into the media communications and events side. I did my bachelor's in journalism and mass communication, and then I went ahead and did my master's as well in media and communications in Australia. I was there for 5 years, and then I worked into the corporate side of the media and communications. And later I moved back to India. I moved to Mumbai, and I was working there into a media and event company where I was working for the F&B companies and real estate clients. And then in 2017, I moved to USA. I got married and I moved to USA. I'm currently located in California. And I took a switch because I wanted to get into the designing and the tech industry. So then I'm a UX designer with around 4 years of experience. And in the course of my UX designing, I also worked for a couple of clients into the consumer servicing domain and into the chemical manufacturing domain. Currently, I'm helping one media house in designing and developing their website. And also I have joined GuruSchool because during my tenure as a UX designer, I also developed interest into the business aspects, into the business side of the product. So therefore, business analyst and scale agile framework is something which is of my interest. And along after that, into PO. So yeah, that is why I'm here. So yeah, good to be here.
Great, man. It's really great introduction with the expectation.
Thank you.
That's really lovely. Yes. Could you
Thank
please
you,
nominate
ma'am.
somebody else?
Yeah,
Please.
I would like to nominate Renita.
Yeah.
Please go ahead.
Hi, everyone. Yes. So first of all, it was lovely to hear everyone, and everyone has such a diverse background. So that's really fascinating. Yeah, so I have my bachelor's in classical dance called Bharatanatyam.
Wow.
Yeah, so yeah, I know it's kind of weird.
No, it's not
So,
weird. I mean, it's really okay. Let me tell you the way I look at it. Well, I love to basically, give internet training to Lata Mangeshkar. Do you know Lata Mangeshkar, right?
yes.
I've been there. I've been to her house 3 times to be precise. I've been to quite a few great film industry, dignitaries like Rishikesh, and well, it was really, great experience. And the way you respect these arts, or people who have put in their hard and efforts to learn these arts, right?
Sure.
I'm a karate expert by default. Means my mom used to like karate, and there was a school near to our house, so I am thrice state level champion for karate. And that's the kind of art I'm talking about. So once you're basically attached to art, you'll never get depressed. You'll never feel low in life. Believe me. And that's what I've experienced from my family and my friends' experience. And that's a kind of really great. Why the wow came out of my mouth? Because it's a different art. And you get to understand it. You get to, you're going to speak about it, because, that's how the humanity is, right? We speak about our finest experience, finest achievement. And learning an art is an achievement. Believe me, to itself. Means if you start playing piano, that's an art, and you feel happy about it. You must have experience with, learning these new art forms. And that's why the wow comes into that mind.
Right.
Like, yeah, right. This is a new art we are going to learn. We're going to understand from a great person. And that's why, and I really respect you for that. Believe me, there's nothing, wrong about learning. There's nothing wrong about art, because the art gives you happiness. See, what we live, the way I feel it, and you might heard so many such, statements about life enhancement. Believe me, you have to be happy. You live to be happy rather than live to earn. Believe me, that's a misconception we have in our physical world. You live to be happy. Unless and until you are happy, the bloody $1 million in your bank doesn't give a breeze to you. Believe me, because at the end of the day, if you can't sleep peacefully, if you can't enjoy your life, the work doesn't matter. I'm a kind of leaning towards one side, but I'm at age of 51 right now, so you can understand where these statements are coming from. So unless and until you are happy, and unless and until you make yourself attached to an art, you couldn't be unhappy, or you couldn't understand the happiness limits, frankly speaking. Believe me, means you can clearly cite, once you have get your mind ready to try something, let's say a specific dance form, and if you did it, it really helps you out. It enhances your life, right? It enhances your experience of being. So that's how I normally, talk about arts, talk about, improving your life day by day. Don't get depressed anywhere. And if you're depressed, learn an art form. And that art form will give you that, elevation. Sorry, ma'am. Sorry to, disturb you in between. Please go ahead.
No.
So actually, I just want to say something, Renita, if you allowed me.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, actually, I'm totally agree with sir, because I am also MA in Bharatanatyam, and I had personally feel this thing that during my last 7 months, this art helped you a lot mentally.
Right.
Trust me, Renita, because I had gone through that phase and I have personally experienced that thing. So I'm totally agree what sir said. It arts always helps you, and being Bharatanatyam dancer, I really feel proud of that thing.
Exactly.
There is nothing like we are what I say that feel some kind of a disgrace for that thing.
Oh, I never meant that way. No, no, no. I absolutely am in love with my dance form. I teach.
Oh, you also teach, ma'am. That's really great.
Yes,
That's
I
really,
have.
really good.
I have my institute, and I'm a dance faculty at
Wow.
OU at the University of Oklahoma.
Wow.
I also volunteer for Parkinson's disease. You mentioned about that, so
Yes.
I teach dance for Parkinson's, and
Wow. That's a great
yes,
initiative. That's really
yeah.
great.
So no,
Yeah.
I just meant weird in the sense, yeah, I'm here, but yeah. So I just kind of transitioned into. Just because I had to find a real job as well. So
Sure.
I transitioned into a data analyst role. It's a entry level data analyst role. So I thought, okay, let me just kind of expand on that and learn about being a business analyst or a scrum master.
Sure, sure, definitely, ma'am. And we are
Yeah,
there to help.
thank
We
you.
are there to grow together. The way I look at
Yes,
it.
yes, thank you all so
Most
much.
welcome. No problem, no problem. Yes, could you please nominate someone?
Yes, that would be Pals Palaniappan.
Hey, Renita, thanks for
Hey.
nominating me.
Yes.
Please go ahead, sir.
Oh, yeah.
Can we
So,
call you Paul, sir? Is that
yeah,
fine?
yeah.
Thank you,
Yeah,
sir.
thanks.
Thanks a lot.
Because no, see, for my first name and last name is same, so I just made it short as pals because I don't want to. Everyone want to have their tongue to be twisted.
Thanks a lot, sir. Please go ahead, sir.
Oh yeah, so I came to US as a developer in IT industry only. So past 10 years, I worked in various technologies with all the latest technology I worked, but I was not satisfied with that. So I just want to explore with this role because I know, see, I worked closely with a business analyst and product owner and technical product manager and all the stakeholders. I worked very, very closely, but only thing is, see, in the end, the technology team is going to develop, but there is one thing I want to always capitalize is somewhere all these guys are missing something, and in the end, I see that there are a lot of missing pieces when they envision as a product, right? So because as a developer, I will have a lot of questions.
Yes.
So in the end, right, what happens is as we come close to the deliverables, I see a lot of gaps, which I thought that, okay, this is where the product owners or business analysts are getting into trouble is when they come close to the deliverables, that's where they are having a lot of unknown foreseen issues and what do you say that after the deliverables, they get into a lot of issues and all those gaps, right? So I thought, okay, let me pitch into this role and then see as a developer, when you get into the development only, you will come to know what is the requirement. Holistically, developer will understand when they get into, even though you explain them, they will say yes, yes, yes. But when they get into development only, they will really look into the aspects and then only they will come back to us and then they will raise all these issues.
Right.
So I thought, okay, let me pitch into this role. So as a developer mindset, you will come to know, even though you have a vision, when it comes to implementation, you will have all these difficulties. Why can't we come? I mean, we can visualize that, and then why don't we come up and have that better solution so that teams, engineering team will have a better understanding in terms of unforeseen. Also, we will explore before they ask us. So that's where I thought, okay, let me go into this role. But when I pitched into this role, I came across the communication is very, very important. That's where I am lagging.
Yes, yes, perfectly, sir. And frankly speaking, just to add to that, I've been to a developer role. I was started my career as a assembly developer, then moved to C, C++, Java, and so on and so forth. Then I moved to something like project manager. That was the career, expansion at that time. Either you become an architect designer or you become a project manager. Well, I have done the architect duty as well. But, at the end of the day, as you clearly said, right? Something has to be executed in its proper format, in its needed format, in its expected format, right? And for that, you can't blame anybody. It's a teamwork altogether. And unless the team works, means they contribute wholeheartedly, it's really difficult to reach that end goal. I believe you can understand me, right, sir?
Right.
Yeah, so that's why even you be a developer, be it a business analyst, sometimes you might need to behave as a project manager as well. And as a project manager, you behave as a developer, business analyst, designer, architect, QA, QC, manager, these damn dikana, all these things you have to, behave whenever you are project manager, because project manager is the most responsible person for a project, for a product, for a service, for a solution. And that's why project manager have the utmost responsibility. And that's why Agile Scrum's biggest disadvantage is basically having project manager as a separate, role. That's the challenge. And that's why Agile Scrum, still many of the organizations, they try to manage project manager, get matched with the Agile Scrum customization in their, office. And that's what the biggest shortcomings, because project manager is the most responsible person. You can't, call Scrum Master and ask him why the project is going haywire. He said, man, I'm teaching them AI. I'm coordinating the meeting day and day basis. You've seen my minutes of meeting. What else I can do? Do you want me to go to talk to vendors? No, I will not do that because that's not Scrum Master. Can developer do that? No. Can you talk to PMO saying this is my justification for these 2 hours extra spending on weekends and blah 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 things? No, there has to be a project manager who is the kind of owner of the responsibility of completing the whole thing or getting the whole thing on track one way or the other, right? And that's why I believe project manager is the best possible, executioner of the given product, service, support, solution, whatever you call it. And that's what we're going to learn. And we're going to learn it more or less philosophically. And then we're going to learn the tools and techniques in a gradual manner. Does that make sense, sir?
Exactly. Yes.
Yes. Anybody else left from our list? I believe 2 of them have left the meeting, but that's fine with me. Anyone we have left, sir, madam? I believe everybody have them, right? Yes, no problem.
I think so, yeah. Looking at the
I
list.
think we covered everyone.
Sure. So let's stop here. From next session, that's day after tomorrow, we will start overall business analyst. We'll first go through why this combination again, so that if you have any question, please do keep it ready to ask. And day after tomorrow means that's like Saturday, right? Saturday, 9:30 p.m. We have our next session. Okay, so let's meet again and go ahead with our thought process. Unless anybody have any question for me.
Yeah, hi Ravindra.
Please go ahead, sir.
This is Rahul. Really quick question. So this session is going to be for 1 hour, or it's going to be more than 1 hour?
1.5 hours, sir. So 9
1.5
p.m.
hours,
to 11
okay.
p.m. Now it's 11 p.m., right? More than 11 p.m. Pardon me for the delay today.
So it started at 9:30 Eastern time.
Right.
So it's going to be till 11 p.m. Eastern time.
Wow, I have normally exceeded my limit by 24 minutes. I'm extremely sorry for that. Normally we try.
No, that's fine. Today is introductory and we get to know all the people.
Yes.
Very interesting background. And
Yes.
I would like to say good night by leaving a comment. And I think IT is like all-purpose flour and rice.
Exactly.
You can make biryani, you can make puliyodara, you can make fried rice.
Right.
So I think with so many different backgrounds, they can all blend into IT and make a difference.
Yes, sir. We need to make better life for everybody else. That's right, sir.
Yes. And
Very
also,
right.
I think it's like an art. You said IT
Yes.
itself is an art.
Yes.
When you said the art is important in life, of course, I believe in, whenever I'm down, I go to my music listening.
Exactly.
And it uplifts me.
Exactly. Same as Madam said, Bharatanatyam or Kathak. It really helps you out. It elevates you.
And they are difficult arts, believe me, more than traditional education. They are not easy to acquire, and I commend them.
Yes, sir. Thanks a lot for that, sir. Yes, Pal, sir. Please go ahead.
Yeah, in terms of any questions regarding career, resume, mock interview, anything, we have to reach out to you, right?
Yeah, to me or to RRP session. See, we are working together. So there's no such clear demarcation, but mostly all HR related queries, you can take it to the coordinator and the coordinator will guide you for these RRP sessions and everything. Otherwise, for all technicality, I am there for you, even for all, HR also. If I can address, I'll try to address my best possible way. I'm not a human resource person, sir. So I'm a technical person. So I might, confuse you sometimes with the HR queries. So that's why I try to restrict myself. I'm a talkative person, so I can talk about anything in the world. But yes, please stop me if I'm going haywire. That's my humble request.
No, in terms of mock interviews, right? No, not in terms of mock interviews. So any interview, if I have want to schedule something, how far? See, we are going through all these sessions. How far we have reached our goals. Interim, how to measure ourselves.
Right, sir.
For that, how do we validate ourselves?
Sir, yeah, we'll have mock interview session during technical sessions as well.
Okay. So
we discussed about homework, sir, today, right? You got that point, sir? Try to, write down features list, function list, or basically try to understand the biometric scanner and iris scanner, the functionality to be implemented for automating attendance. Try to understand, try to write down a couple of English-like sentences. This is a kind of first step of business analyst. Try to articulate your requirement. That's what we are talking about, sir. And so progressively, we do these things. Okay, homework, I don't force anybody. If you're doing it, if you want to share, please be my guest. I'll be happy to understand, happy to, give you my thoughts as well. And there is nothing wrong and right in terms of business analysis, project management. These are all managerial things, the things which we are controlling, which we can't control. So there's an artistic nature involved in that rather than scientific nature. And this is what we need to understand. So unless you do your homework, I really couldn't, go to nth level and thinking, oh, hey, Ravindra, you're not written these 2 lines. No, I don't do that. This is a professional, rather than training, I'll say discussion sessions, believe me, because there are good things which I also learn. So you are a trainer, I'm a learner as well in that scenario. So for that thing, we call it discussion session. So let's keep it discussion. Let's be open. Keep ask questions, keep asking questions wholeheartedly, and let's discuss it out. Don't ever feel this question might sound foolish, might be at a wrong time. No, please don't worry. Start asking questions, start learning by yourself, and start practicing by yourself rather than me hammering you. That's the kind of difference between, university classes and these sessions. Is that, clear enough, sir?
Sure. Yes, thanks.
So please don't let me ask you if you have done this thing, done that thing. If you have done, please present yourself. Okay. And that's a humble request. Please don't take it otherwise. Because I'm in a kind of flow. I'm a, as I told you, I'm a passionate trainer. I like to talk. So I'll go on talking. I'll go on, saying things which are basically as per the presentation as a reference material. And that's how we progress. Okay. Sure. So let's stop here today. Let's meet again day after tomorrow at 9:30 p.m. Okay. And please
good night, everybody.
Overstepping my clock.
Good night, everyone. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah. Good night.
Bye.
Bye. Take care. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night.